everybody? It's your girl Lish 2 times, and you are checking out MusicXclusives TV, okay?
It's Lish 2 times.
2 times.
That's right.
Period.
It's a little math, and you got the X and the 2 and all that. Where you from?
I am from, well, let's see. That's always a complicated question because my mom had me move in every other year like a gypsy. But soy de El Barrio, ya tú sabes. Spanish Harlem, what's goody poppin'. El Barrio, what's goody poppin'. But, you know, I was born in the DMV, so shout out to D.C., Maryland, Virginia area.
That whole area right there.
You feel me? Big Maryland, you feel me?
Mm-hmm. Where's home for you then? Because home is a different place, right? Where you from? That's a question, but where's home for you?
So home is always gonna be El Barrio, like Spanish Harlem.
Okay.
I do feel homey-ish. I used to when I went to Maryland, but not so much these days. So home is definitely Spanish Harlem and Dallas. I'm in Dallas a lot these days as well, back and forth.
I heard you was in Frisco, but
yeah. Well, so I'm north of, so I'm actually north of Dallas, but Dallas is the city that people know.
Okay.
So
see, I be down there, you know, so I be up and around.
Yeah.
So you from Spanish Harlem? Are you Latina?
No, I'm not Latina. I am El Negro.
Morena,
ya tú sabes, okay.
So we get into, obviously, first thing when I seen you was the fashion. It was the fashion for me. It's expressive. How are you? Now, you told me how you feeling, but tell me how you feeling today, fashionly, expressively.
You know, I really didn't even know what I was. I mean, for interviews, I tend to not like think a lot about my outfit.
How could you?
Because not a whole lot. Like, because,
how could you?
Because I feel
when
like
you came in here with the cheetah print mosquito belt, stop playing with me.
I popped the tag. Well, see, the thing is, that's the thing. I tried to say, I'm going to just do whatever. But as I'm getting dressed, I'm like, oh, let me pull that out. Oh, and I'm like, oh, wait. And then, cause you know, and then I was like, you know, but the sweater gonna be open. I'm trying to be a little modest and stuff like that. And this is the cat suit, and I was like, no, we gotta cover that up a little bit more. We don't want it. We don't want it smiling.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
the belt holds the sweater closed to make sure it gives a little modesty for the crotch area.
Okay.
So in my head, when I'm getting dressed, I don't overthink my outfits. The outfits come to me based on my base. Like today, I was like, girl, you just gonna throw on a little unitard and call it a day.
Okay.
And then the unitard turned it. I was really gonna throw jeans on with this. And then I was like, not feeling the jeans. And I said long sweater. And then I was like, oh, what about those brown boots? You ain't put them out all winter, and winter almost over.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, boom. And then I was like, this scarf. And then I was like, oh, that belt I have yet to wear. And then I was like, oh, since I'm gonna wear Machino, you feel me?
It's the
the bag is, you know, I love
the bag is bagging, no lady.
I like cutesy stuff, you know. I like things that are not cliche. Okay. You know, like everybody has the cliche logo designer stuff, but that's not fashion. When it's time to get dressed, it's kind of like, what do you feel like today?
That's why I said expressive.
And how, but the thing is, how I felt today now is not how I felt when I woke up this morning. How I felt when I was waking up this morning was maybe I was feeling a little defeated when I woke up. Maybe I needed to get in the shower. And then after I got clean, I was like, oh, okay, so now what? I'm gonna just sit on my laptop all day and obsess over what I need to be doing? No, let me get myself together and make some calls and get the ball rolling for my day.
That's right.
And then the people you allow into your ear and into like to touch your heart, they have an effect on your day.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's why you can't answer every phone call.
I don't answer my phone call until I am ready and I'm present. So like you may not catch me till after 11 some days, you may not catch me till after 9, but I don't like to take too much in before I get my day. So I gotta make sure this all right. I'm all good.
Yeah, but I actually had a bad habit of answering every phone call. And I had to learn, the top of the year, I learned.
2023?
2023.
Okay, tell me more.
I learned no more. After taking a call and a day that I woke up feeling great and them depleting my spirit, and it became argumentative and me feeling like I have to defend myself. And I was like, oh, nah.
It ain't even 12 p.m. yet.
You know?
It ain't even 12 yet. I'm arguing. Why?
So anyways, how you wake up in the morning does not have to be how you go to sleep. And then once I got in the shower and then, you know, I got confirmed to come meet your handsome self, okay?
Oh, thank you.
You feel me? Then I was like, all right, so let's start getting dressed. Get some makeup on, get your life together. And then as I'm getting dressed, I'm figuring out what I'm wearing. And my rooms are always a wreck when it's time to get dressed.
Oh, no.
Always a wreck. Because it's like, how do I feel? What do I want to wear? I never know until it's time to put it on. I always say simple, but then I just start throwing stuff on. Like this right here was not supposed to happen. I was actually going to take the costume pearly stuff off because of the belt. And I was like, the gold with the pearls. And I just said, girl, bye. Put it all on.
Put it on. Put it all on. And thank you for putting it on for me because I don't feel like you threw anything on. I feel like this was intentional. It looks good. I'm a fan of cheetah print. So when it comes down to the scarf, I noticed the belt immediately. I love Moschino. And so I was like, yes. And it's a brown vibe. I appreciate the earrings too.
I love browns. Look so good on the.
You did like the nude
and
the brown thing.
This is a Roberto Cavalli scarf.
Oh, what is it? What was it?
Yes. I forgot. Like, I love.
I forgot.
But because when you wear a scarf every single day, you become a collector. And people don't understand.
Can we talk a bit?
You know, some people got the shoe closet. Some people got the bag collection. I have more scarves than I have shoes, bags, dresses combined.
So can we expect a scarf line coming soon? I'm just wondering.
That is my goal.
Ask questions.
That is definitely my goal. I would love to collaborate with some brands that understand the whole representation matters thing because I'm annoyed when people say, oh my God, where do you buy those from? And I'm like, Macy's has an entire section that is nothing but scarves. What do you think? I go to a random shop to get things that are called hijabs? It's scarves.
Yes, they do.
They do, and it's so annoying for me. So I feel like the more people realize that even the Louis scarf that I wore, I think, what event was it? It was like literally the same scarf. You go right to Fifth Avenue, you grab it, you spend your money, and you go. I put it on my head. You may put it on your neck, your bag, your waist. I put it on my head. And sometimes I do that too, the waist. Sometimes, you know how many ways I wear these unitards? That's why I buy them in every color.
So you can bust them out.
So I can These are always my layering pieces.
Okay.
If I want to wear ripped jeans, but I don't want to show no skin, this is my skin underneath.
So you said that you were irritated. Let's make this, I don't want you to be irritated because people are going to ask you because your fashion is fly. Let's make it a teaching moment. So when I get into your music, a lot of people, is she Muslim? I've seen, like, you know.
I love that though.
Tell me, what is it? Are you a Muslim artist? What is that all about? Is that why you wear the hijab?
I am an artist that happens to be Muslim. So yes, I am absolutely Muslim, but I love the fact that it's a question mark because it's, you know, people wearing their scarves just one way, and I tell people I am not Arab. I'm a black Muslim. Okay. I don't have to adapt to somebody else's culture to be who I am. And also, people got to get out the mentality of thinking because of the media and what the news puts out there that the Arabs run this Islamic thing. They actually do not. But the traditional hijab is a traditional Arab way of doing things, whereas I tie my head wraps like I'm Erykah Badu or India Ari some days, depending on how I'm feeling. And then other days, I may not be feeling very hijab. Like, I don't want to be identified with no hijab. I might want to be like Alicia Keys in a convertible blowing in the wind with the sunglasses, and I might just tie it under my neck. You remember that video?
Yes. It's just so nice.
I go through, and I might want a little bit of peekaboo hair to swoop on my forehead. Right, you feel me? So, absolutely. Absolutely. The fashion has to give. When I tie my scarf and I put my scarf on, I don't plan how I'm gonna wear my scarf that day. It has to be where my forehead gonna be at today. Can I do a big forehead?
Oh, I'm gonna do a little one.
Or a little one? I don't. You know, do I want to stick a pin in here? Or if the scarf is really expensive and I don't want to put any pins in there, then it's like, oh, thank you. Then it's like, you know, I figure it out. But fashion is really something that layering matters. You know, we live in an era where people think that they're cute and that they're making a fashion statement because they throw on spandex, and that's not fashion.
Like, I'm still learning. I just rock for what I feel. You know what I'm saying?
But that's fashion. He
okay.
Fashionable.
So look, let's get into the music. Because even when we're talking about the hijab and your last project, tell me about that. Because
you mean the project I just dropped?
You literally just dropped it.
Okay.
And you dropped it around the time in which it is now, which is Ramadan. It's Ramadan right now. Was that intentional? Can we talk?
Okay, so
Stop.
yeah, so yes, the one thing I loved is that everyone was talking about the new moon that was coming, the new moon, this new moon, and this new season that's happening, and I love the fact that the new moon signifies Ramadan coming in, the entering of Ramadan, and the intro to my project is actually called A New Moon.
What is Ramadan first, before we get into those things?
Okay, so Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar. We go by the moon, not the Gregorian man-made calendar, which the world abides by today. So,
education. Yes,
you gotta educate the people. So we go by the calendar which our ancestors went by, which is based on the moon, the phases of the moon, the sighting of the new moon. So the new moon signifies a new month. This month happens to be the 9th month of the Islamic calendar, which is Ramadan, which is why it moves up about 2 to 3 weeks every year. It's a month of fasting and purification and focus on your spirituality. But at the same time as focusing on your spirituality, your physical also becomes stronger because you're building up your will. To deny yourself food and water, basic necessities from sun up to sundown, if you can defeat a need, a natural inclination, oh my God, I'm thirsty, can I have some water? If you can defeat that natural inclination, you can beat drug addiction, you can beat over-sexualization. You know what I mean? People are really struggling with these things. And so it's a time period to reset. In the intro on New Moon, I say things like, I spot a new moon, get us in the groove to regroup back to basics, the matrix of who's who, locked up devil, because on that month, we believe that Shaitan, the devil himself, is locked up this month. So now it's just you. It's you having to face your devils. And how can you work on those, vices that you may be struggling with? Maybe you're just lazy. So you have to be up crack of dawn. If you want to get some water in before the day starts, you got to be up before the sun. And you have to be prayerful during this month. So spirituality, literally things we should be doing all year, but now people feel more inclined to stop. If I'm at work, you know what? I'm going to put this on pause. I'm going to take 5 minutes and go talk to my Lord. You know what I'm saying? And it's being intentional. People don't realize how unintentional they are with their time. And Ramadan is really a time period of becoming intentional with your time, what you consume, meaning what you're reading, what you're listening to, what you're watching. Yes. You know what I mean? People say, oh, I'm not watching no movies during Ramadan. Oh, okay, good. Because maybe you spend too much time watching TV. That's why you're not where you want to be in life right now.
People are so unintentional about their time. They're going nowhere. They have no direction in which they're going, and so they're going nowhere fast.
Muslims
and they don't think that.
Don't even look at Ramadan sometimes that way. They just think, oh, I got to read a piece of the Quran every day. I got to make my prayers, but they're not getting into the science, because everything with Islam can be proven with mathematics, science. That's all Islam. They don't understand the science of what it is that you're doing. What is it that you're doing and why? Oh, because we have to. But why? What are the benefits outside of your ibadah, outside of your worship? What are the benefits? The benefits are for you. The Quran says that fasting is prescribed for the believer. You need a prescription when you are sick. Throughout the year, we become sick because we fill ourselves with ailments of this world. So now you are prescribed a month of fasting to regroup. And that is Ramadan.
And we all should be doing that. However, you named your project this.
I named it
the first verses you had just dropped on the new moon. Tell me, why did you decide to name this project? I mean, do I really need an explanation after what you'd explain? But I think they do. We need more. Why did you name your project Ramadan?
I named it the Ramadan Album because I am the only one who ever did it. It's the only one. So why give it a name when it's the only one? So anybody who decides to do one after me gonna have to get creative. I didn't have to. Thank you for being Johnny Come Lately, because I did it.
It's the because it's only one.
Singular.
It's the because it's only one.
Period.
What is the messaging? I mean, the new moon was very specific. You have a song with the devil. I believe is it the devil did it?
Yes.
What's that about?
I said the devil did it, but did I mean me? Am I? Could I be really my enemy? So it's back to that conversation. Like the devil's locked up this month, so we're so quick to blame others and the devil. Because back in the day, like when I was growing up, like I grew up in the '90s, and the devil made me do it was a popular comeback for things that you did wrong. So that song is really about seeking refuge from your vices, just that. So when I go, oh Allah, hear me please, seeking refuge from being, and then I go into lazy and cowardly trying. So most of us are lazy. And even the hardest worker have things that they are lazy with. Absolutely. And cowardice, that's why most people don't chase their dreams.
Scary.
You know, Jasmine Sullivan had an album called Fear of Flying. And I thought that was so beautiful because most people are really scared to fly. They're so scared of their own potential, which is why they place them upon others. So that song is really about that. We
are going to be listening to this album. I need to get like in depth.
Yes.
I'm a person who listens to music and I need to see the lyrics. And you're one of those artists. When y'all are listening to this, please make sure that the lyrics are being shown because you have something to say.
You know, I don't know if it's DistroKid or if these streaming services just don't like me because every time I submit my lyrics, they always get rejected.
So you post your lyrics. What happened?
Like I submit it so that way, like when people, you know how like when you put up a song in your stories and you want the words to come on the screen? Yeah. My lyrics are always rejected. I don't know if I just don't know what I'm doing and maybe that's something else I might need to like outsource. But my goal is to absolutely get the lyrics out there, but to do more speaking about what it is I'm talking about in the music.
This conversation we just had was just like, that.
What about things that make you go,
And especially coming, you just so fashion, you dress. I wouldn't think you was about to get deep with me. Like what?
You feel me? And the thing is, I don't mean to, and I never really mean to get deep. But
get deep. The superficial lightness, I'm over. I'm good.
Yeah.
I want something deep. I want something that's gonna stick. I want something I can be able to take home. I'm gonna think about this for the rest of probably my life. I understand what Ramadan.
That means a lot to me, actually.
I know what Ramadan is today because of you. You understand, and everybody wants to know because of you. That's very powerful. Thank you for educating us.
Because a lot of Muslims, particularly those from the East, tend to treat Ramadan like it's something cultural for just them. And it's not. Islam is for everybody. And people do have a right to choose what parts they want to take for themselves and leave because there's no compulsion in Islam. So, you know, and it's like those black Muslims who practice true Islam, we say that we're all born Muslim. It is your parents that make you whatever else. It's your upbringing that changes your nature. Islam just means to be in submission to God, and we're all born in submission to God. When you are a baby, you have a natural inclination to suckle from your mother's breast. You have a natural inclination to treat to breathe air, to inhale, to exhale, to cry, to get your messages across. We have natural inclinations towards our Lord and do the things that we were born to do. But there's people who put things in us that are self-doubt, self-hate. There's people around us that put other things that is not Islam into our being. Not saying that you have to believe a specific thing, you know, when you're a baby, but you understand what I'm saying?
You know how you feel, and it also goes back to what you said about your morning. When you wake up in the morning, be very intentional about how you go about that day. Because like you said, people put things in. Somebody called you want to argue. That can mess up your whole entire day.
Argue. You mad. Shout out to Flies.
You want to argue.
Argue.
We about to finish talking. We're going to call y'all back. Y'all know what it is.